Hey guys, it's Allison and I am back with another Clear the Desk layout and continuing to meet the paper issues challenges for this month. I am rapidly running out of time in the month to make all these challenges, but we'll do our best. Okay, so today I am going to tackle the put it on an angle challenge. I don't do a lot of layouts on an angle or, that sort of thing. I've done a couple and they're kind of fun, but it's not something that I naturally gravitate towards. So this could be challenging. Okay, so here are the papers I've pulled out. I have one photo of my daughter with sort of her girlfriends from her grade 7 grad class. And I have two full sheets of 12 by 12 that I'm going to cut into. This is going to be the background. I liked how the aqua picked up on, there's a fair amount of blue in the photo of the dresses, but to put this right on there, the photo gets washed out, so I'm going to mat the photo on to this white polka dot. So this one is from Dear Lizzie Daydreamer, called Fire Swing. No, sorry. I knew that sounded wrong. Tire Swing. Can't read today apparently. And then this one is from Amy Tangerine's Better Together, called Near and Far. And then with that in mind, I had an idea of bringing in, I had this paper which is from Dear Lizzie's Fifth and Frolic with all the frames, and frames have been kind of an ongoing theme in this book. So I thought I could cut out some of the frames, and I actually have a few that are already cut out that I was thinking I would use on a previous one and didn't. And I thought maybe, let's get this out of the way, I could arrange things on the diagonal, sort of make a little diagonal embellishment grid thing. Does that make sense? Probably not. Yeah, so I have a bunch of little scraps pulled out, and there's some pinks. I have this one from a cut apart from Amy Tangerine, and then just some aquas and a few more journaling cards that I can cut up. And I've got some of this that I could maybe cut out some of the flowers. So yeah, I am going to see what happens. All right, so I'm going to cut off my branding strip and get started. So this layout for me, the design of it and the putting it together part of it, is one of those sort of exercises in trust, I guess you could say. I don't really have a concrete plan. I have a lot of little individual bits and a sort of vague idea, and I want to see how it all comes together, and just sort of trust that it's all going to work out is really what it boils down to. So I'm getting my pieces together and getting them into shapes and sizes that work for me. The little journaling card up at the top right now, that one with the clouds on it, was a 3x4, and I have decided to cut that into a square so it mimics that Oh Yeah square, the pink one. But I'm realizing that I have a couple of bold colors and the rest of them are quite muted, and so I really need to think about how I can place everything to spread all those colors around, so I don't have like that pink one is fairly bossy, I guess you could say. That's because it's so bright against all the other muted colors. I have to figure out a way so that that works. It's not just one hit of hot pink sort of, in the middle of the layout or wherever it ends up. So to start, I'm laying out my bigger pieces. I've got 3x4 journaling cards that I've just sort of stacked up in a step-like formation. And I've bookended the blues. So I have the one that is on a gradient from blue to green down on the lower left, and then that blue one with the clouds on the top right. And then in the middle, I've just got a variety. And you saw me, I had put down this light blue one. I had cut it into a square and I had put it down. And then as I was placing it all together, decided that that pink one needed to be a little bit lower so that you could actually read the words on it. So that's why it got moved. And then when I was moving it, I realized that I could cut out just the sentiment part, which was what I really wanted. It says, I want to fill my heart with what's important. And that sort of sparked something in me that I could layer up the smaller bits as I go and create this lovely layered, I'm saying the word layered too much, but you know what I mean. Create this lovely arrangement with lots of squares layered on top of each other, that still give you that diagonal design. So I have placed a square of that pink floral pattern, and that's an attempt to move that bright pink around, to have it not just in the one spot, because that, oh yeah, is, like I said, quite bossy down there. So now that I have it below the photo and to the right of the photo, I cut a small square of really bright pink and put it to the left of the photo so that it creates this nice triangle and balances everything out. And I've got my major pieces in place, and now it is time to look at some embellishments, and I want to bring in some different shapes. So I have these layered stickers. I've used a couple of them on previous layouts. One of them is this scalloped circle with some like epoxy buttons and a little banner on it, and I think that circle pattern, or circle shape, sorry, is a good counterpoint to all the boxes that are going on. So I know that I want to repeat that elsewhere. So for now, I have placed it to the left of the photo. I haven't adhered it down. And then I have a little label that has green, which is it's not a new color. There's a little bit of green down in that bottom left card, but it's not a prominent color. So it sort of introduces this new color into the mix. And I've put that above the photo. And I skipped over the part where I went through like every single embellishment that I had pulled out for this kit and picked the ones that I felt could work on the layout. And now I'm getting them in place. And I wanted to add some chipboard. The little sentiments and shapes and things were sort of the wrong color or sentiment, but then I saw these photo corners and I thought that I could use them to further emphasize the diagonal nature of this layout. So I have put the yellow striped ones in the furthest corners, and then on the photo it is more of a like turquoise striped. Very subtle. But I like how it really does emphasize the diagonal of this layout. And I put some of the clear acetate stickers from Amy Tangerine's, might have been the Yes Please line, it's an older pack, and that has scattered that dark blue around a little bit more. And now I'm just working on my title. And I decided to use yellow stickers. I have this one yellow 3x4 card in the back there, up sort of above the photo. But that's my only shot of yellow at the moment, so I definitely want to bring more of it into the layout. And as I'm putting my title down, it goes off the edge of that little Polaroid photo, and there's this awkward space there that I have noticed, and I'm not totally sure what to do with yet, but it's sort of on my mind that I need to fill that space. So right now my title is encroaching into that space, but I know that I want to find something to put in there. And right now I'm just trying to moving all the other bits and pieces that I have pulled out around to see if I can find good places for them. keeping in mind that I want to move the colors around the layout and also the motifs. I've got that large circle to the bottom right of the photo, which nicely frames it with the circle embellishment on the left. And I'm bringing in more hot pink. I put in that large epoxy sticker that's to the left of the photo that says "Loving This," and that helps balance some of that bright pink from the "Oh Yeah" square. But I need some more, so I found a washi tape book that has some hot pink elements to it. So I've put a little like banner sticker up by the blue square up in the top right, and then some hot pink hearts just above the photo. And I'm just adding just a few more elements. And then I find this piece that says memories, and I tried to use it on a previous layout and it wasn't working for me. And I'm sort of attracted to it, to this layout, because it can finish off my title. But the way that space is right now, it's not working, and it looks awkward if I put the memories underneath the title. So now I'm trying to figure out how to fill in this space, and I think if I go back to that washi book, then I can add some washi tape. And I've chosen a green color, but it's not quite wide enough to fill that gap so that I can fit the memories below it. There's still some space. So I know it's not the perfect solution, but I do like having that memories beneath my title. So I am looking through my scraps again and seeing what else is there, and I come across the bottom part of that 3x4 card that's up at the top that I cut off. So it's got a bit of the lighter blue, and it fits in there, and it actually brings that blue down from the top of the page. So I'm happy with it there. So that's what I decide to do. And I get my title letters back in place and add the second bit of the title. And now I've got this hit of green down there, so I want to bring that around. And I've already got these little bits of washi tape, so I might as well use them. So I put those in 3 different spots around the layout, and that pulls that color around the layout. And it's starting to feel more and more like a cohesive layout to me, like my vision is coming true. But it's time to get some journaling on, and I've managed to fill in all the places where I thought I could add my journaling. So I have to find a new spot, and I decided to further emphasize the diagonal aspect of this layout by journaling basically in an L. So across the bottom and up the side. And I know that doesn't give me a lot of space for journaling, but I get in sort of important thoughts, and I figure if I want to add more later, like once I'm finished all of these layouts and I decide that there's more to write, I will just add it to the back or find some way of tucking it into secret spots. And now it's just a matter of finishing touches. And that blue and green card in the bottom left, there was quite a large expanse of it basically. So I used one of the die cut pieces from an Amy Tangerine ephemera pack to fill in a little bit, and it adds more words to the layout to sort of flesh out the journaling, I guess you could say. And then there were some washi banner bits on that in that book, and so I have created this little banner underneath it with some pink and gold triangular pieces. And now it's time to add something with a bit more texture, and I've had these bows, I've pulled them out on several different layouts, and they just haven't worked, but I feel like they work on this layout. Not that it's any more girly than the other layouts, but I just somehow it seemed to work for me. So I've put 3 of them on the layout, and now I'm looking for some little enamel dots, and I actually find these yellow stars, and I think that that's a good way to bring out more of the yellow around the layout, to not have the title be quite so prominently yellow, I guess you could say. So I'm just sprinkling those around, and I end up using the entire row. I don't do triangles around the embellishments or anything like that. I'm just sort of randomly sprinkling them. to be quite honest. No real plan. And then the last finishing touch is some gold mist. A couple of the die cuts have some gold on them, and then I did bring in the gold in the little banners down at the bottom left there. So I felt like adding sprinkles of gold mist was a good way to bring that all together. And so here's the finished layout and the close-ups of the various areas. And so you can see that yes, it's definitely a diagonal design, but I love how all the layers, they overlap and they all sort of cohesively work together. Okay guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.